This is a video of how illegal people in Massachusetts commit fraud of all types. Some examples of fraud is illegal people earning a very good living and receiving free health care, WIC payments, food stamps, federal college aid for their children. They drive in vehicles without licenses but gain registration through fraud, don't report any taxes, have false out-of-state driver's licenses in many cases, and do not have a query check. They also get to emergency rooms, do not wait behind you, but whoever's there first, and they receive no bills. They utilize our emergency rooms in all hospitals throughout Massachusetts. This includes the best, Brigham, Children's, etc., free of charge. The emergency room can be packed with people. You will be waiting there. In many towns, you'll be waiting behind illegal people. That includes Marlborough, Milford, Framingham, Natick, Worcester, and others. Legal people really get the best free health care that money can buy, while you and your family wait behind them. After this video, you'll understand why this is an issue, because these people are not what you think. You're waiting behind them, and they earn more money than yourself unless you're earning over $200,000 a year. Illegal people basically have equal or more rights than you because the triage nurse can take pity on them when they look them up in the system. No income, apartment living, children, don't speak English or refuse to speak English. They basically apply for Mass Health, and in question 19 of the application, right online, currently in 2014, April, the bottom question that's displayed here talks about their status being legal or illegal, and there's basically no negative effect. Your insurance probably cost you $400 a month, plus matching co-pays, maybe a $3,000 to $5,000 annual contribution, and a $100 to $300, maybe even more, emergency room visit cost. They pay nothing for all the above, including free prescriptions or $2 prescriptions. Illegal pays basically nothing for his family doctor visits as well as checkups, dental, braces for his children, zero. Chiropractic care and acupuncture. Look it up online, Mass Health. They'll even call you and ask if you received good health care and treatment for yourself or your children. And when did Blue Cross and Blue Shield call you to make sure you receive good health care? So how do they do it? Well, they talk to one another. Usually when they come here, they pay about $4,000, and somebody pays for that. They earn it there in their country, or their relatives sponsor them, and their relatives live here in Massachusetts, have everything waiting for them in their name through Mass Health. First day they get here, they are covered. Since 2005, there's over 760,000 illegals in Mass, many more right now. This costs us approximately, all these numbers, in the billions of dollars every year, accumulating to about $4,000 for each taxpayer in the state of Massachusetts annually, depending on how you calculate this. Just look at $12,000 each to deliver a child in a Massachusetts hospital. Some children are more expensive, some are less, but on average, that just by itself adds up to an incredible amount of dollars. $1,200 you and your company pays for health care. If you were to go on Obamacare, you're going to paying about $1,100 to $1,200 for Mass Health. The type of Mass Health they receive with multiple children, they don't have to pay anything because they have no reportable income. We'll go into that and how they do this. Basically, 2012, the Massachusetts tax burden was $83 billion. The tax burden on illegals is $23 billion, so you're paying quite a bit of dollars, and I said 4,000, but that's conservative. It's probably much higher, depending how you calculate this. And yes, they earn enough money to take vacations, drive new cars, even travel domestically without a legal visa, because it's illegal to ask them for a visa in the United States. So any person can get a TIN number. They choose not. That's basically equivalent to a Social Security number to report your taxes. And therefore you can honestly pay for your schools, your children's school, roads, police, firemen, etc. through those taxes. They don't want to do it. You can check that yourself when you hire them. You just ask. So avoid paying your taxes. How do you do it? Go to check cashing areas. They look like, they can actually say check cashing outside, or they'll look like variety stores. They're located in Marlborough, Milford, Framingham, Westboro, Worcester, etc. They pay 1% on their value of the check. They know if they report on income, they'll not receive free health care, free child care, food stamps, WIC, and the kids won't get free college aid. So Massachusetts law pertaining to personal check cashing is 209 CMR 45.00. Put those numbers in and the Massachusetts.gov website. So where does all this money go? Well, it's spent here on their new cars, their old cars as well, gasoline, food, insurance, etc. And they Western Union the rest to their country and hide it in bank accounts or investments. I know many people that have condos, gasoline stations, etc. in Brazil. This is how they do it. So Western Union will charge them $50 to transfer about $5,000, and it gets cheaper the more you transfer. They do it on a weekly basis though, because they don't want to keep it in their house, and they can't keep it in the bank because they cap out at $4,000. Anything more than $4,000, the IRS is on top of it. They earn basically tax-free money. They get all their free things. They get about $600 a month. Their EBT cards with 2 kids being illegal, not a problem. That's not really talked about in the media that much. Just go to the Health and Human Services website under mass.gov. And this is in April 2014. This was copied here in this presentation. I read the last paragraph. It talks about their legal immigration status or legal immigration status, and it does not pertain, will not apply negatively against them if they will apply for this. So, free federal college financial aid. They basically pay no taxes. Family appears poor. Legal or illegal, the dream kid receives 100% college aid. If your kids are getting 100%, then good for you, but many have not. Real American citizens. Now, Corey checks. Your Corey check is pretty easy to do. Put your social security number in. You can find out your past criminal history. For them, on this website, doesn't work. Call Corey. Go to mass.org. Call Corey. Talk with the legal department. Ask for legal. They will tell you. Illegal people from other countries have no criminal record once they come over the border. They are truly undocumented. So, for example, Brazil and Mexico, a couple places, major illegal immigration. They don't have a system for sex offenders and child molesters, really. No effective system. Even if they did, they can't communicate it to us. It's been tried for a couple years now. So a small town police department here pulls over a illegal person, can request international domestic criminal search. This goes through the Massachusetts State Police in Framingham. From Framingham, they'll contact Washington, D.C. Interpol office. Interpol is an agency for international crime recording. And the Interpol office can potentially search for an extreme criminal past for someone that's well documented in their country. At this point, it may work, but if you call your police station in Northborough, Westborough, Milford, they'll tell you it doesn't. One day's one result, the next day's another. So it's not really something you can trust. These third world police systems share only a portion of criminal history with Interpol. So on the Corey checks, basically what's the bottom line? Hey, if you want to erase your criminal past, just come over the U.S. border, come to Massachusetts, you'll be treated very, very well, especially by certain political parties. So, a free government name to Social Security number check is done with E-Verify. Many professionals have E-Verify done when they're hired by any company here, Massachusetts, or other states. Illegal people support each other, basically. They cheat the system. They talk about it at parties. They exchange the newest information. They talk about it over the phone. And they show off their new cars and trucks on the weekend. But they do not, you typically drive their new trucks or cars to your house or around time during the week. This will attract attention. So, when you hire these people, you basically unknowingly support state aid fraud, federal aid fraud, criminals, sex offenders, and basically immigration system fraud. People pay a lot of money to get here legally. These people do not. They pay $4,000, that's it, and they are truly undocumented. So, waiting in line. If you hire just one, the first person in that line, you give so much confidence and support to all the others from a mental standpoint to try harder, to do better, to do more fraud, and to get more money by working hard. But do you really want to support that when the Americans wake up every morning and basically there's fewer jobs for them? Yes, there are American people that work hard. Although if you ask an illegal person that may be working for you, ask them what their opinion might be. It may be the opposite, truthfully. If you have the right to work, don't let anybody take it away. Just refuse to hire these illegal people in your home, your business. If you don't, just ask for the proof. Ask for their health insurance card. Ask how much they're paying for that. Ask if they're paying any state or federal income taxes. If they have a TIN number, you must have a TIN number. It doesn't cost you anything to do federal and state taxes. They walk into a tax reporting assistance agency, they'll do that for them. Ask if they use state and town services, roads, police, fire. Basically inform them, hey, you're not paying your taxes, get away, go away, and when you start paying your taxes and your past taxes, that's when they can potentially work for you. And they get off the fraud system, and they pay back everything they used. So illegal people fly regularly to Disney for vacations. Do you? Every single one of my friends do it. Hundreds of illegals every year go to Disney once or twice a year minimum. They go to Las Vegas, they go to Miami. Hey, if you were getting $600 a month in free food at Stop and Shop and other places just by using your EBT card, free health insurance, have kids and don't have to pay the bills, you'd probably do it too. You'd really enjoy Disney World. So they should be thanking you for their great vacations, their way of life here in Massachusetts. But please note that in New Hampshire and other states, they are deported immediately next day if they're caught driving without a license and do not have a legal visa. Only Massachusetts and a few other states are doing what we're doing today. Middlesex County is really the most effective county in Massachusetts with the highest population of these types of people. Marlborough, Milford, Framingham, Westborough, as I mentioned, and other towns in the area have a large population of these people. they're very hard to tell. They're white, slightly dark skin, not easy. The only time you can really tell is when they're talking to one another in Portuguese or Spanish or in another language. The mass laws are stacked in favor of them. Senators and reps don't know what you just learned in this video. In a matter of 14 minutes, you have learned quite a few different things that you can verify online. Certain political parties in Massachusetts don't want to know these things. They don't want to believe it, or they just don't want to know it. It's their political point of view. There are no laws to prosecute these people that are effective. So tell your friends, hire only people with valid Massachusetts driver's licenses. They are the hardest thing for illegal people to get. Only a few states are strict with issuing driver's licenses, so Massachusetts is one of them. Don't trust Florida, Michigan, Washington State, etc. There's too many other states that they can have false addresses created and get a driver's license in the other state for less than $3,000. I know many people that have driver's licenses in those states. Illegal people pay a legal person about $1,000 a year to insure a car now. This was as of January 2013, and with that law, you cannot register a car without having a Social Security number. They are fined $1,000 if caught driving unlicensed. However, that's the only fine. A legal person can forget their driver's license at home, pay a $35 fine, but their moving violation, basically forgetting a driver's license at home, is a moving violation. It will cost you an insurance point loss. Call your insurance company. It's a 6-year point loss, adds up to more than $1,600. When you hire these people, again, you're supporting so many bad things. State aid fraud, federal aid fraud, criminals, sex offenders, immigration system fraud, so many other things that are just wrong. Yeah, these people are nice to talk to, very, very nice, hard-working people, but they do this day in and day out, I promise you, and you can ask them. Verify it for yourself when they're working at the house. Ask them for their driver's license, their insurance card. Ask them what they're receiving. Ask them if they're paying federal and state taxes. They'll say yes. Just ask for proof. So now you know at least some of the story, and please don't expect the government to mop up. There's a lot of these people around. It's even hard for them to get the most violent and fraud committing people prosecuted and potentially deported. When they do prosecute, a whole new set of laws in Massachusetts open up for them, and more than likely they are legalized. You can choose. Ask for a Massachusetts driver's license. Save time and let them know when you call them to get a price on whatever you're having done to your house, roofing, siding, carpentry work, house cleaning, etc. Just ask for this mass license. It's really pretty decent proof. Support those hard-working people who are legal here, who didn't commit this type of fraud. And if they are committing fraud, at least they are traceable with their Social Security number. Thank you.